From the headlines that move us
to plays on the field and people making a difference.
It's news, sports, stories, and people that make our community come alive.
This is the heartbeat of Tampa Bay.
I'm Christopher Ingram.
And I'm Bridgette Bello.
Thanks for being here again, filling in for the lovely Serena Fazan.
Yeah, it's becoming a regular, part-time job.
We're going to have to put you on the payroll.
I'm okay with that.
So we have to shout out one more time for our great friend, Julie Schaefer, who does all my graphics design, whom you referred to me. And she did this with the motion graphic with the falling, cascading red hearts. And then there's, of course, one green heart.
One green heart.
For the lovely Serena Fazan, who loves green.
Yeah, Julie did a great job. She always does a great job.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so Bridgette, appreciate again you being here, and we have lots to talk about today.
We always have lots to talk about.
We're going to talk about this knucklehead in Hillsborough County who just got arrested for threatening to shoot up a church and child pornography. There's a Ray's Ballpark is back in the news. We're going to talk about that. And iguana pizza. I want to get your thoughts on that. Plus, of course, we would have to talk about the Olympics starting and the Super Bowl.
Full agenda, thank you.
We got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you read the story about this 14-year-old kid in Hillsborough County?
I did. There was a lot about it that was very disturbing.
Whoa.
Yeah, wow. And
hello, parents.
Hello, parents. Well, and that I think probably was the most disturbing part for me is they said that dad was very upset, but what the dad was saying was, I told you not to talk to people on the internet.
Right. So I guess he was, according to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, first of all, let's give the background. This 14-year-old boy threatened to shoot up a church. The Sheriff's Office didn't say which church he specifically was targeting, but he was out in Wamama, and that was the area
and he said it was a church close to his
house where he lived. They also found child pornography, which Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister said is so disgusting I can't even describe it to you other than to say it involved infants. What in the fuck is wrong with people?
So many things, right? And as now the grandmother to a 9-month-old, I would be in prison.
Right.
If any of those pictures were my granddaughter,
you just go kill them, right?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
It's sick. You know, and I think this raises a bigger question. I think societally we've kind of lost our way, as particularly this generation. I don't know what generation is a 14-year-old today. I don't even know what they're.
Do they have a name yet?
I don't know, but all these kids that grew up with iPhones in their hand, I think they should be called the iPhone generation for one.
Yeah.
We have just done them wrong because they don't know how to really interact with people. Their social skills, their soft skills are terrible, and they're all addicted to their phones and these video games that particularly boys play that just completely desensitize them, I think, to what it means to value human life is just gone.
Well, that's not a new thing, though.
I know, but it's just
so my
getting
daughter
worse.
is 30, and her father, she wanted to play Grand Theft Auto when she was a kid, and I was absolutely, vehemently no.
Because it's so violent.
It's hookers, it's shooting cops, it's running people over with cars, and you say that out loud and you go, oh, those are all the things that are happening today. Right?
Right, it is.
We're shooting cops, we're running people over with cars, and you said it. We did this, we created this, and there's a lot that's wrong with not just children, not just 14-year-olds, right? There's a lot that's wrong with the way people behave these days.
Absolutely. The deterioration of our society is just something that, it's been probably 40 years in the making. There's no Band-Aid solution to fix these problems. It's going to take a long time and a lot of communities working together, but we're a long ways away from
Well, but I believe it starts at home. And the fact that father wasn't upset that his son was looking at disgusting child pornography, or that his son was talking about doing a mass shooting at a church right up the street from their home. What he was upset about was that he was talking to people online about it. Right. That tells you everything you need to know.
Absolutely. Well, you said it starts at home. It also starts at church or with God or faith and spirituality, I think, which is also diminishing in our country today. And I think that's reflective of the problems that we're facing.
I agree with you.
We're not going to solve these problems today, though, are we?
No, we're not.
Okay. Ray's Ballpark in Hillsborough County. It looks like this is going to go over by Ray J at the current location of Hillsborough Community College, or whatever they're calling it today. I have particular thoughts on this, but I want to hear what yours are first.
I think you have particular thoughts on everything. My particular thought is, what are we going to talk about when this finally gets solved? Because this has been going on for
forever.
I feel like the entire time I've lived in Tampa Bay, this conversation has been taking place. One of the things that I read that it felt good was that we're actually going to solve it this time, they say, right?
Well, solve it is certainly, subjective, but
That we're going to stop having this conversation. We're going to build a stadium and everyone's going to be happy, which nobody will be,
Right.
of course, I mean.
Not me.
No, well, not you.
No.
You're not a fan.
I'm not a fan of subsidies for billionaires. I think
They
that,
said it would be paid for
Well,
by private funds.
and pigs are going to fly tomorrow too. If you actually believe that, look, they're going to try to sell you what you want to hear, and most people are going to say, "I don't want taxpayers subsidizing this." Taxpayers are going to be on the hook. Absolutely, there's no way around it. Everything that you hear coming out of Ken Hagen and from the Raise organization is the purpose to convince you that this is a good idea, even if it is a dog for taxpayers. And it's going to be a dog for taxpayers, in my opinion. There's no way around it. Look, we have some of the worst roads in the city of Tampa, and you're telling me now they're going to allocate city funds to build an edifice to elected officials and for billionaires that own this baseball club, and we can't even get our roads paved properly. Our infrastructure is falling down. It's horrible. We absolutely should not be subsidizing or in any way taxpayer dollars going to this, and you will never be able to convince me that that does not happen. It will.
Okay, well, first of all, you no longer live in Tampa. I have never lived in Tampa. And so we all have a choice where we live. And if you have a problem with the roads, move.
I
Which
did.
you
That was
did,
part of my reason.
right?
I got out of
I
Hillsborough
know.
County. I'm in
I know.
Pinellas now. The
I
roads
know.
are a lot better.
And we've welcomed you back to the Berg with big old open arms.
Thank you.
How do most stadiums get built in most cities?
They get built because taxpayers are fools, and elected officials are kissing the butts of these stadium owners because they want tickets to the skybox, and it is just a dog of a deal. And look, you can point to all these studies. I saw a report yesterday, and it talked about the Rays pointed to an independent study that suggested this was going to bring in tens of billions of dollars and hundreds of millions in tourist revenue. And I'm sitting here going, you can't even get 10,000 people to go to a game, and you're telling me that 10 million people are going to come to the
10,000 people to go to a game at the Trop. Are you a sports fan?
Yeah, I like sports.
Okay, how do you
Yeah.
expect them to be able to play in stadiums if we don't help them build these?
Finance it themselves. Point to with the exception of the city of Green Bay, which owns the Green Bay Packers, and it's very unique because it's actually owned by the city. Every other professional sports team is pretty much owned by an entity or individual that most of the time are worth hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars.
So
And I just don't think that we should be spending taxpayer dollars subsidizing a commercial enterprise that is a privately owned, held business that benefits one person, the owner of the team, at the expense of taxpayers.
It benefits the community. It benefits the people who want to go and watch the games.
But let them pay for it, right? We don't ask, Jable Circuit to be paid for by
Cable Circuit's
taxpayers.
not bringing national eyeballs to the community.
there are
Cable
other-
Circuit is not bringing entertainment value
the
to the community.
the entertainment value, they bring this up in these studies all the time. Oh, people are going to spend so much money if you put this stadium here, but the studies never actually take into account things like, well, if the stadium wasn't here, those people are probably going to spend their money doing something else within the local community.
Did you watch the hockey game the other night, the Stadium Series?
I did not. The one at Ray J?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I did
How
not.
did you not watch that?
I've been moving. I've been very busy.
Okay, that's your excuse.
That's
for
my
everything.
excuse for everything this week, yes.
It was incredible,
Yeah.
and you could not watch that and not feel proud. You could not watch that and not take into account the amount of detail and thought that went into making this city look amazing,
Yeah.
right? Tampa Bay look amazing, and there were national eyeballs on that. I mean, I have a brother in Austin who was texting me and talking about how amazing it was. I disagree with you. I am not tax girl, and you know that. I am not a fan. I do not pay them willingly. I pay them because I'm afraid of what would happen if I didn't. But I disagree with you on this.
Well, we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Okay.
I know I might be in the minority, but I'm just vehemently opposed to taxpayer dollars funding businesses that support billionaires, especially in a city like Tampa where the roads are crap, the infrastructure is falling apart. Our politicians only want to do things that get their name on a marquee and a plaque somewhere so that they can go show their grandchildren 20 years from now, look, I built the Riverwalk, look, I built this stadium, Buckhorn and Jane Castor, but they're all the same. And
The Riverwalk
I think it's just
is
a bad
amazing.
deal.
Come on, you
I
have
would
to-
rather have well-paved roads and infrastructure like our sewage systems and those types of things than having a thing like the Riverwalk. The Riverwalk is great. I agree, and it's helped kind of redevelop downtown Tampa, but it's not the be-all, end-all. And I think that our priorities are still out of whack, even on something like that.
We're going to agree to disagree.
We'll agree to disagree right here, right here. I
You
love
heard
you.
it
I would
here.
have it no other way. I don't want you to come here and just parrot me.
Oh, no,
How
you
boring-
asked the
how
wrong
boring
girl
would
to
that
sit in
be?
if
Oh,
you wanted
trust me,
that.
I knew what I was
Yeah,
getting into.
no.
Okay, Bridgette, on a lighter note, iguanas, we have them in Florida. They're nasty, ugly, invasive, and they're not good for native plants and animals. When it gets cold, they fall out of the trees.
Yeah, on a lighter note,
On a
they're
lighter
light
note.
enough that they just fall out of the trees.
They
yeah.
fall out of the trees, and you are now allowed to collect them and then turn them into FWC, Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission.
Yep.
And then they will properly dispose of, they'll kill the animal humanely and then
Right.
get rid of them because they're really a problem. They're kind of taking over. But some entrepreneur pizza shop owner in Florida has decided he's going to start selling iguana pizza.
Well, okay, first of all, how many times does it get cold enough in South Florida that they fall out of trees,
Yeah,
right?
I don't
So,
know.
second of all, I'm not eating an iguana pizza. He's actually calling it a Florida man pizza, which
Florida
I think
man
is really
pizza. That is funny.
hilarious, right?
That's
It's funny.
funny, yeah.
Because no one else will eat it besides maybe a Florida man, right? Certainly not this Florida woman.
I have no desire. I can't imagine how it tastes. They're are they kind of like an alligator? I don't know. Alligator meat isn't very tasty. I've had it. It's like really rubbery chicken. What do you think iguana
Well, I'm a
tastes
gator,
like?
so I don't eat alligators. That's just not a thing for me. I think it probably. Well, everyone's going to say it tastes like chicken, right?
Right.
Because everything gross, everyone says
Tastes like
tastes like
chicken.
chicken. I won't be trying it. We were talking about it earlier. Like, how much meat do they actually have on them, right? And I didn't know they were invasive until I started reading this, and I think they're cute and they don't gross me out as far as like seeing them walk around and all of that stuff. But they apparently dig tunnels under
Burrows, and yeah.
seawalls and under sidewalks and collapse and infrastructure. Maybe that's what's wrong with the Tampa roads.
Tampa-
Chris, it's
we got
the
an iguana infestation.
Yes, that's what it is. We need an iguana investigation. But yeah, I mean, I guess if he's doing something that's helpful and getting rid of them and it's humane and they're bad for us, if someone's going to eat it, did they say anything about like sales? Is it going well?
No, I think it just started, because we just had this freeze. So he's probably been collecting these
And who's
iguana
making sure
meat
that he's
and-
killing them humanely?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where he's sourcing his meat from, but he might also have roadkill on the menu as well. So who knows? Okay, but you would not eat iguana pizza
No,
on
would
a
you?
bet.
How much money are we talking about?
Let's say if someone were to donate $10,000 to your favorite charity, but you had to eat a whole piece of iguana pizza, would you do it?
Probably.
You would do that?
I kissed a steer for American Cancer
Oh, yeah?
Society one time for
Okay.
a $10,000 donation, and he was slobbery and gross, and he actually peed on me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess if $10,000 was going to go to my favorite charity,
10
I'd
grand.
probably do
All
it.
right, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd want to see him cook the meat though, and like know where he sourced it to.
I think I would rather not know that.
No, you wouldn't?
No, and I'd rather have a big old glass of wine to like make
Wash
me
it
forget what
down.
I'm eating.
Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
All right, Super Bowl. You got
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl plans?
We do have Super
Yeah.
Bowl plans, yes. Our plans are not to leave a 2-mile radius because crazy people are out on Super Bowls.
Absolutely. It's probably worse than New Year's.
Yep, to watch the commercials. Yeah, nobody really watches the Super Bowl unless they're big, unless
watch
they're
the
big
Super Bowl.
Seahawks
Serena
or
watches the Super Bowl.
Patriots fans. I mean, you watch it, but you're hanging out with your friends and you're waiting for the
Yeah.
commercials, and it's really about the whole experience more, I think, than it is. I don't like either of those teams.
You don't?
No.
You're not going to root for one?
Oh yeah,
Really?
I'm going to root
Who
for
you-
the Seahawks because they're playing the Patriots.
Right, yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's an easy choice.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm looking forward to it. I understand why they do it at 6:30 on a Sunday because the whole country can watch it at that point. It makes for like a really not fun time because you have to be careful. You have to go to work the next
Yeah,
day.
go to
and-
work.
Yeah.
They
so
should move the Super Bowl to the weekend of Martin Luther King holiday.
When everybody has the
right?
Monday off.
Have Monday off, right?
That's a great idea.
Well,
Why
not
don't you call them?
everybody, but banks and government employees. But
Well, a lot of people
yeah, it would
have
be a
that
lot.
Monday
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
And
Make
you
it more
can
of a
take the day off if you want to, but I just, I think it should be at a different time or on a Saturday.
A Saturday would be a good idea.
Yeah.
How about you doing any pools?
Any pools?
Like Super Bowl pools?
No.
No. And are you going to watch the traditional Super Bowl halftime show, or are you going to watch the alternative one through Charlie Kirk's organization?
I didn't know there was an alternative one
Yeah.
through Charlie Kirk's organization. That's news to me.
Oh, it's been out there, yeah.
Oh.
They are.
I thought you were talking about the Puppy Bowl.
The Puppy Bowl, no.
What is the alternative?
They're going to have a bunch of performers that are conservative leaning, presumably, and it's going to be the alternative to the nonsense that the NFL will put on halftime. I'm definitely going to watch the alternative one.
Because of political reasons, or because
Yeah, I think more to send a message to the NFL. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm 54 years old and I'm not the market that they're looking for from an entertainer's standpoint to draw younger people in to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I actually enjoyed a Super Bowl halftime show, or half the time I don't even know who these people are.
I don't disagree with you there.
Right? I
Yeah.
mean, hello, like, could we get Aerosmith to be the halftime show
Right.
instead of Bad Bunny or whoever the hell this guy is?
Yeah, and
And so, yeah, it just doesn't appeal to me. So I think more of almost like a protest to the NFL, which is thumbed its nose at me and people my age for years. I'm going to thumb mine back at them and watch the other show.
well, we all have a way to make our point. And,
Right.
that I too have not been a big fan of the halftime shows for a long time. I can't remember who it was. I want to say in 2020, it was a woman. I turned 50 in 2020, and she was older than me. Now I'm going to have to look it up. And I just remember feeling really bad about myself. Like, I'm 50 and there's no way I would look like that up there, right? And so they just don't make me feel good about myself sometimes. And, there's been the whole like wardrobe malfunctions that have taken place. And so it's a good time to get up, get a snack, go to the bathroom. Yeah.
So you're not big on the halftime show?
No.
Yeah, me either.
No, and I may flip over to the Charlie Kirk portion just to see, right?
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Olympics. Are you a Winter Olympic person?
I'm more of a Summer Olympics
me
person.
too.
I do love figure skating. Little known fact about me, I was actually supposed to be, which most people probably don't even know what the ice capades are anymore, but you're my age, so
Yeah,
you
I know
do.
ice capades, yeah.
I was supposed to skate in the ice capades
Really?
when I was a kid. Yeah. Huh. And my mom moved me to Florida, and ice rinks in the 80s were not a thing in Florida, and so I kind of lost that figure skating, but I really love watching that. My husband really likes the curling thing.
Oh my gosh, Jose!
Totally don't
please.
understand.
That is the stupidest
It's so
sport.
stupid.
Like,
Thank
hello,
you.
sweeping ice and pushing us some big thing like a rock down the ice
Like,
path
how
is
did
not
that
a
become
sport,
a sport?
right?
Yeah. So
Jose likes that.
isn't that weird? Yeah.
He needs his head examined.
Well, I mean, on a lot of things, but yeah, he likes. And I never even knew what curling was until I met him. So I, unfortunately, will get stuck watching that at some point.
And
but.
why do they call it curling? Like, that makes you think like it's working out or something.
Right.
Like, hello, it is so stupid.
It's interesting. But I mean, if somebody said, do you want to go to Italy and watch the Winter Games, I'd probably say sure. Yeah, no problem.
I mean, Italy.
Italy.
I don't know if it was in Moscow if I'd want to go,
No.
but
No, but northern Italy, I think it should be beautiful.
Yeah.
At very least, we should be
It
able to
should
see
be.
some really beautiful terrain. So.
Hey, as a journalist, this, I don't know if you've heard this, but this will be interesting to you. The Washington Post announced about a week ago they are not sending a single journalist to cover the Winter Olympics. They had already had like 12 journalists scheduled to go, and they budgeted for and already paid for hotel rooms and airfare, and then they just decided, nope, we're not sending anybody to cover the Olympics.
Did they say why?
Cost cutting.
Wow. Well, I mean, do you think the Washington Post is where anyone is turning to get their Olympics
Probably
news?
not.
I mean, if I had to pick something that I would cut as a
The publisher.
newspaper, I could see that rationale.
But I mean, it's Bezos. He's got tons of money.
Well, but that publisher doesn't have
Yeah.
tons of money
No.
necessarily. So
Yeah.
when you have to figure out what, where's my bang for my buck, it's probably not at the
No,
Winter
you're
Olympics.
right. You're right about that. But still, I mean, a strong, I think,
Yeah.
indicator of where journalism, print journalism, and newspapers in particular are heading these days.
Well, we could have a whole show on that.
We will. We'll have you back.
Yeah, I kind of probably disagree with you on that as well, but
I'm just needling you.
I know you are. Yeah, that ink runs in my blood. So
I know.
And
I
it
love
always
it.
will.
I love hard copy newspaper. We're digressing, but
We are.
You're awesome. Thanks again for filling in for Serena.
Thanks for having me. You're actually making me feel like maybe I'm not terrible at this. 'Cause
You're great.
Keep getting
You're great.
invited back.
You're
so.
welcome anytime.
Thank you.
Every story shared
Adds another heartbeat to Tampa Bay.
from courage to community.
We're proud to tell the stories that keep our neighborhoods strong.
Thanks
you
for
watching
The Heartbeat
of Tampa Bay. We're never going to get that
We
right.
just, we
We just don't jive, Chris.
guess not. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.